Addy is here. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 5 AliExpress alternatives that you guys can use if you're trying to move out of AliExpress, if you're trying to do something different, if you're trying to, fix your shipping times, fix prices, fix a bunch of problems that AliExpress can bring up. If you aren't, capable of dealing with that, or you don't want to deal with that, well, I'm gonna show you guys some alternatives, all right? The main pain point, right, of AliExpress for us dropshippers, right, for you guys, is usually shipping times, right? That's usually the biggest problem working with AliExpress and the suppliers and the wholesalers and all those people there, right? And basically, if you want faster shipping times in AliExpress, you're forced to pay, $30 to $40 extra just to get that expedited shipping, right? Which sucks because that kills your margins, right? It kills your profit, okay? So what can you do to actually, fix that, or like what are the alternatives? Basically, I'm gonna screen share with you guys 5 different websites, kind of just walk through them like really quickly, just briefly to show you guys, okay, these are 5 ones that you guys can use. Walk through the pros and cons of these sites versus, AliExpress, and then hopefully, give you guys at least a little outlook and show you guys, hey, there are, alternatives to this. AliExpress is not, the only way to go. It's the main way in the current state of the market of things, right? But markets change, and it's good to keep your options open. It's good to be aware of the alternatives, okay? So let's do that right now. Alright guys, I am now tiny on your video screen and you are seeing my website, or the Chrome browser, okay? So the first site that I want to actually show you guys, alright? This one's called banggood.com. Obviously, with all these sites, right, AliExpress, it's basically an outlet for all these suppliers to put their, their wholesale products on. That's what all these sites are, okay? They're outlets. They're not like specific suppliers, okay? And as you can see, a lot of these sites are gonna mimic what AliExpress actually looks like, okay? So this first one is called banggood.com, and essentially, I mean, really guys, it's just another AliExpress. There's another alternative that you guys can look into using. But I want to like walk you guys through just some prices. I tinkered with each of these sites a little bit, but for example, right, I went to jewelry and watches, and then I believe I just went to quartz watches, all right? For example, right, because I dropship in the fashion industry primarily, and watches were a very big thing that sold for me. So I'm gonna look here, okay, for example, and pretend I'm not going on AliExpress, right? Find one. If you guys are familiar with AliExpress, you'll know that this company, Yazul, however you pronounce it, is also on AliExpress. But look at this, okay? So obviously this mimics AliExpress very, very, very much. You're seeing the price here, $7.29. You have the variants that you're able to select, and then you can add it to cart, all right? Now, in my cart, I already have it added here, so I'm actually gonna go view cart and just walk you guys through the shipping, right? Just to show you guys, okay? So first of all, you have it here. And then another thing, like with these sites as well, is that you can actually check out with multiple options, right? There's PayPal, PayPal Express, your debit cards, all that kind of stuff, compared to your AliExpress, where it kind of limits you because they own their own sort of PayPal, like called Alipay, stuff like that. So they make it harder for, people in the US to just conveniently kind of order their stuff, right? So you can't check out with PayPal, but you're gonna go proceed to checkout, and you're gonna select your shipping. I want to go through this. So first of all, usually with regular standard shipping times, especially outside of the US, when you're shipping products outside of the US, shipping times can be very, very long, like sometimes longer than a month, okay? But now with this, okay, so look, this is priority direct mail, 9 to 15 days, it's an extra $2, okay? So that's slightly better than typical e-packet shipping, right, that you'll see on AliExpress for orders that are going, into more of the popular countries. But again, this is cheaper than most e-packets, and it's quicker than most e-packets, right? And if you really, really want, guys, it's not ridiculous to actually expedite it. So basically, if you have expedited shipping here, 5 to 8 business days, it's an extra 15 bucks compared to, AliExpress, they'll charge you DHL shipping, which gets you, 3 to 6 days or something around there, but they charge you 30 to 40 bucks, right? And that's really, really ridiculous. $15 for expedited shipping is not too out of the ordinary, right? So that's one site, guys. Literally, this is possible. Again, you can pay with PayPal, credit card, debit card, all that stuff. And I do want to point out, guys, I am not affiliated with any of these sites at all, okay? I literally just did some digging, found a bunch of these websites that also work, and I'm just trying to show you guys that, hey, these are some alternatives you guys can look into, right? I'm not affiliated with any of these. I don't know any of the people that run these sites, okay? Now, the next one, this one's called Deal Machine. Again, this is another quick thing. It walks you through, all the specs. You got the product pictures if you are going to use those. And then again, you can just check out, right? So basically, say we have added to cart, all right? I'm gonna go back to my cart because again, I played with this website. Then you can go proceed to checkout. Again, you can pay with PayPal and other stuff, so there's other forms of payment, all right? And basically, after this, you have to activate your email, all that kind of stuff. But in terms of shipping, okay, let me go back. Basically, you have different shipping methods here, okay? Obviously, this site, it's a little bit pricier than Banggood. but it is an alternative to, you know, AliExpress with different shipping. You know, standard, expedited, and their actual cost based on weight. But for this one, it's $2.22 for the standard, and then for actual, for flat rate shipping, and for standard shipping, pardon guys, it is it's 6 in the morning right now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is 6 in the morning. I have not slept yet. I've just been sourcing this stuff for you guys, okay? Now, the third one, basically guys, so the next video I'm gonna show you, I'm 99% certain that it's all the same company, but with kind of spin-offs of different angles, I guess, or their different takes on kind of what they're doing. So this one's, I'm gonna walk through all three really quick. So one of these sites is called Drop in the Box, okay? It's more tailored towards drop shipping, but I wanna point out, after looking at all three of these, it looks like they may mark up the shipping rates slightly, just a few extra bucks for the dropshipping sites, okay? This next one is called Mini in the Box, all right? Like, see, you're catching like why I think they're all similar, it's the same layout and all that stuff for most of these sites, okay? And then the third one is called Light in the Box, all right? I'm gonna walk you through the like differences between these three really quick. So Drop in the Box, again, it's kind of tailored specifically to drop shipping, okay? Light in the Box is a little bit more tailored to wholesaling, okay? But it's also kind of weird in the sense that when you select a product, right? You have to wait 10 seconds for it to like confirm your deal, because they're doing some sort of marketing, I guess, for their site where it makes you think that you're getting a really good deal, right? But then it does that, and then again, it has better shipping rates than Drop in the Box, okay? But then this one called Mini in the Box, again, it's all basically the same kind of sites. They do have different products and then different rates. I suggest you guys kind of experiment, because, you know, different products can be different on any of these three sites. But again, guys, those are three other sites that are all, you know, very, very similar, offer better shipping rates than AliExpress, and can get, you know, to your customers faster, right? Because when you're drop shipping, the biggest pain point for us is, hey, how do I get product to my customer faster? How do I make it more efficient? How do I, you know, improve customer satisfaction so I get more repeat purchases, all that kind of stuff, right? So this is kind of what you want to look for. And I do want to compare something with you guys. So basically, if you guys saw that, but in my cart it said $15, as it wasn't on sale, but when I refreshed and went back to the actual product page, it went back on sale, right? So I'm telling you guys, it's a marketing ploy for them to kind of make you purchase quicker, okay? Where they say, hey, you know, you only have, you know, 20 minutes before the price goes up, okay? It's what you guys do on your dropshipping stores, right? You use incentive to actually make them purchase quicker, and this is what the site is doing, okay? But basically, you click buy now, and it wants to, you know, verify that, hey, you know, the deal is available for you, okay? I don't think it's actually doing much, but then it takes you and it says, okay, you don't, you just added it to your cart, and now we'll proceed to checkout, all right? Let me turn this into one, okay? And then here it goes, the updated price, right? As you can see, the discounts are now applied. Again, you can check out with PayPal or anything like that. We proceed to checkout, all right? You know, input all the information for the shipping and billing and whatnot. But then again, guys, Drop in the Box, Light in the Box, all these ones, I like their shipping variants more than these other sites. The Banggood, though, I think has the cheapest rates, but this one has, I guess, the most flexible rates, okay? So basically, if you just want regular expedited shipping, right? This is e-packet. It's 7 to 12 days, okay? That's better than most e-packets on AliExpress, or all e-packets on AliExpress. That's better than Banggood even, okay? And you're only paying $1.85 for that, all right? Does that make sense? Like, this is dirt cheap shipping that gets to your clients relatively fast, okay? And now, if your client wants to purchase, you know, really fast shipping, 2 to 4 business days, and it's $13, okay? That's not bad compared to DHL, $40, which gets you in the same time frame on AliExpress from, you know, all their suppliers, right? So that's just what I want to show you guys. And again, with all these sites too, their processing times are 24 hours, okay? With Drop in the Box, Light in the Box, and Mini in the Box, okay? The processing times are less than 24 hours. What does that mean, okay? So basically on AliExpress, when you actually get a product ordered and you have to purchase it from your supplier has a period of time where they receive your order, get it ready to ship, and then actually ship it out, right? Because the shipping time only counts once it's actually entered the carrier, right? The postal service, okay? The processing time is how long it takes your manufacturer, the supplier, whoever it is, to actually get your product to the postal service, okay? And for AliExpress, that can be days, okay? Some suppliers say 7 days on average, okay? Most of them are anywhere from 1 to 3 days, okay, which is good. But these sites are 24 hours, okay? Which means your processing time is 24 hours, your shipping time is really quick. So again, you can get your product to your customer faster, increase customer satisfaction, increase customer return rate, make them want to buy more. You're able to offer more incentives to repeat customers instead of, you know, having them buy once and then not want to buy again because it takes too long, stuff like that, okay? Again, I want to keep my, again, this is just a comparison as well, just on AliExpress for $485 for a similar glass. And if we go to shipping and payment, you guys can kind of see how the shipping is basically structured. So basically, look, for 6 to 13 days shipping, DHL $57. See, I said 30 to 40, and this product is a lot more, okay? So that's what I'm saying, like, you can beat the shipping times, you can get your product to customers faster using these goods. Now, the pros and cons though, okay? This is what I want to touch on before you guys, you know, kind of run off to these sites and stuff. Pros, faster shipping times, right? And competitive pricing, right? So the pricing isn't like a lot more expensive than AliExpress per se, okay? The main con though that I want to point out is that the product range isn't as big, okay? You're not gonna find as many products on these sites, okay? And that's just a simple fact of the matter is, like, AliExpress is the biggest retailer in the world in terms of like value, technically, even bigger than Amazon, all right? So that being said, these other sites are, you know, kind of competing with that. They have less supply, okay? So they don't have as much of a product range that you can kind of pick from and whatnot, but then again, that's just a con to play with. That's why I said, you know, suggest, you know, check out the sites at least, and then see if you can find your product on there, okay? Keep in mind that all these sites here, these are outlets, okay? So these are websites where suppliers, companies can go to sell their products on, to list them to you know, for us to purchase, okay? There's a difference between, for example, this is my basically dropshipping directory. So this is my personal, essentially, right, these are actual companies, okay, that are all based, 99% of them are based in the United States that particularly dropship a specific product, right? So instead of going to an outlet like AliExpress or something like that, you're actually, like, for my list here, you're actually going to the company itself. So basically going to the supplier itself and saying, hey, I want to dropship your specific products, right? And this is just a huge directory that I have. I think it's over like 200 companies and whatnot, but this is a whole different video that I just want to touch on you guys so you guys are aware that, hey, these are the outlet companies that you work on. AliExpress, those websites, those are outlets for these suppliers, okay? And then you can go straight to the directory here and actually work with the suppliers like one-on-one. Again, it saves you time, cut costs, and these products ship directly out of the United States, okay? So that's another video I want to touch on. I'll touch on a little bit, but basically, guys, that's the video. I want to show you guys, you know, a few alternatives to AliExpress you guys can check out. Again, guys, for those of you that, you know, don't know how to make a profit with, you know, with price shipping and whatnot too, I just want to add this kind of value for you guys. But basically, right, say you're selling a $7 watch, right, and your shipping for some reason is, you know, like $8, $9, right, just to get the product to the customer as cheap as possible, okay? And basically, guys, to make better profit, right, on your products, there's two sides to it, right? There's the front end and the back end, right? The front end is what the customer sees. What are they being charged for to purchase the product to get it to their door, okay? The back end is what are you being charged to get that product to the customer, okay? Those are two reasons those are two things you can change and fix and edit, basically, to improve your customer service rates, right? So front end, you can increase your price of the product, right? That's the quickest way, the easiest way to actually increase your margins, right? Does that hurt your conversion rate? Does it blah, blah, blah? There's a bunch of factors that play into that, okay? And then on the back end, right? The back end is where, hey, you either, you know, you're fixing your shipping times, you're looking at new suppliers, you're looking at new outlets, new directories, all that kind of good stuff. But again, it's all about perception, guys. You can sell a watch for $40, you can sell a watch for $12, you can sell a bracelet for $10, you can sell a bracelet for $30, okay? It's all about perspective, okay? It's all about how the customer perceives, you know, the actual value of the product, and that's where marketing comes into play. That's where I preach, you know, content and all that kind of good stuff. But basically, guys, that is the video. I really suggest you guys check out the Ecom Hub. There's a bunch of free mini courses down below. I'm actually gonna drop a new mini course on the actual dropshipping directories. If you guys are interested in that, you know, comment below, let me know so I can actually, you know, create that for you guys. Basically, guys, that actual directory is going to be available to everyone in the mastery course. That's also at the Ecom Hub, guys. So feel free to check that stuff out. Link is in the description. Always, like, you know I gotta do it. So leave a like, comment, I respond to everybody's comments, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. We're doing a video a day. It's every day, bro. With that channel, and we are going hard. I know I talk a lot about dropshipping, but I know a lot of you guys are interested in affiliate marketing, lifestyle, cars, just, you know, what else I do, SaaS, software, social media marketing, all that kind of good stuff, right? So we're doing a video a day, guys. And I hope you guys enjoy, okay? So I will see you guys in the next video. I'm not wearing pants. Perspective, right? So See you guys later.
Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Check out the Ecom Hub, my personal platform, which covers literally everything e-commerce related, from the mastery course to free PDFs and mini courses. And last but not least, don't forget to check out my social media and follow me for updates, giveaways, and literally everything that's cool.
What's going on, everybody? Your boy Juan Valdez coming at you guys with another video, and today we're going to be going over how to find the right suppliers on AliExpress. For those of you guys that are brand new to my channel, welcome on over. This is the VFam. The VFam is a community and a movement of people that are striving to do a lot more than what society has out for us to do. We're not going for average, we're striving for excellence, baby. Let's go. So to kind of get started, right, I know obviously this isn't the sexiest topic. Like, not everybody wants to know about suppliers. You guys obviously want to know a lot more, you know, technical things, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, setting up store, how do you find the right products, all that great stuff, right? But when it comes down to e-commerce and dropshipping, like I mentioned before, every single part of your business has to be congruent, right? You can't just focus on one part of the business, like specifically how to set up the right kind of store that converts, and not focus on, you know, how to set up the right kind of you know, Facebook ads, or for example, focusing on how to set up the right Facebook ads but then not have a good supplier or having the right kind of product, right? So everything has to be in line. If you guys are going to focus on e-commerce and dropshipping, you know, one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you guys is to make sure that all parts of your business are congruent and they're all, you know, obviously well put together. If you guys want to see more videos of me showing you guys how you make sure you have every single part of your e-commerce business well put together, make sure you drop a thumbs up, hit that like button on this video. And of course, if you guys have any questions at all about finding any suppliers or, you know, finding hot products, anything related to this specific part of your e-commerce business, make sure you drop a comment below with any questions you have, and I will be responding to all of you guys. So to kind of get started, what I did is I actually put together just some couple things, some key things to kind of go over with you guys. So when it comes time to find suppliers on AliExpress, right? Obviously, you guys know AliExpress. AliExpress is a platform where obviously there's tons of different suppliers. They're all over the place. You have suppliers in China, you have US suppliers, which a lot of people did not know about. And you pretty much have all the suppliers that, you know, are selling any kind of products online, you know, they're on there, right? Because of course they know that AliExpress is a huge website. The founder is actually the sister company of Alibaba. For those of you guys that know Alibaba, made by Jack Ma. He's an absolute, you know, beast. Also, I'm pretty sure he's on the Forbes list and a billionaire as well. He's the founder of it. And again, it's the #1 platform for suppliers that have products to sell. When it comes time to obviously find products and suppliers on AliExpress, you know, there's a specific things you want to look out for, and there's reasons why suppliers are important, right? And I'm kind of go over those. So as I just mentioned in the intro, right, the suppliers and fulfilling orders is a specific part of your business, right? When it comes down to it, obviously, you know, you set up your store, all that great stuff. Now you get an order. Now when the time comes to fulfill it, you're not the one fulfilling it. You're sending all the information to AliExpress, to the supplier, for them to fulfill it. So of course, you know, they're taking care of the actual fulfilling of the order, and they're the ones responsible for the product getting into the hands of the customer that has purchased from your store. So in that case, you know, that is a still part of your business that you're not completely responsible for, but you want to take full control of, right? You want to make sure that that part is running smoothly as well, because if you guys don't take that part of your business seriously, it can cost you later on to have, you know, returns, problems with orders, and a whole lot more. So obviously you guys want to avoid those, and I'm going to kind of go over how you can make sure to avoid those and some things to kind of look out for. So of course they're important because they take care of fulfilling the orders. So of course you want to know what's going on, and, you know, kind of make sure you're going with the best options for, you know, who's fulfilling your orders and who's taking care of that. A bad supplier, again, they can cost you money, you know, in the long run. So you want to make sure that obviously you're, you know, in the right terms with the supplier. You're taking the time to find actually a good and solid supplier, and you're not just picking any random one because you see that they have the cheapest price. That's one of the easiest mistakes you can make, and obviously I want to help you guys avoid any silly mistakes that you are making. So of course, you know, make sure that you find a good supplier. A good supplier can be very useful, right? If you find the right one, there's gonna be tons of different benefits, and you guys are gonna see that along the way, because of course, you know, this isn't gonna be like a one-time deal. If you find a good supplier, you're gonna wanna build a relationship with the supplier, because again, they're gonna be fulfilling all your orders. And once you find a hot products and you start crushing sales, which of course is the ultimate goal, these guys are going to be cranking out all your orders. So you're going to want to be on good terms, you know, find a good one, and you guys are going to realize later on the importance of really having a good supplier. So usually you want to have more than one. The reason why is because they all do drop shipping, but some of them don't do bulk drop shipping, which is super important for later on. For those of you guys that are more advanced that are watching, of course, bulk CSV drop shipping is super important, because this is what makes your business a lot easier. For those of you guys that don't know what bulk CSV drop shipping is, it's basically where rather than you going, one by one with your orders and submitting them to, the suppliers for them to fulfill orders one by one. You can actually, once you're processing, this is more for higher level, more advanced people, but once you're processing hundreds and thousands of orders a day, you can then just download a CSV file, a file that basically has all the orders in one place, and then you can send that file to the supplier, and they basically just put together an invoice that you then pay for one order, and it's the amount of the total amount of orders that you had for that previous day. So that makes it a lot easier because of course you don't have to process the orders one by one. You pretty much do it all in one go, and you want to make sure that once you start working with one supplier, you find out after you make a good amount of sales, you find out if they do bulk CSV dropshipping, because this is going to make your business later on a whole lot smoother, like 10 times the amount. Because if you still have to do, think about it, if you guys have to process thousands of orders, which is obviously the goal, that's a good problem to have. You don't want to be the one spending all day processing those orders. And obviously later on I'll obviously make a video on how to automate and outsource, so obviously you don't have to fulfill the orders. I was actually taking a lot of time on my day when I first got started to fulfill it, and trust me, it is not fun. After it gets to the hundreds of orders, it is not fun. It's much more beneficial for you to do bulk CSV drop shipping rather than having like a VA or assistants do it, because it'll take them a lot longer than it would if you just do a bulk order. So we'll get into that later on, but that's basically for you guys to know that bulk orders are what you should strive to do later on, and you want to come in contact with your supplier to find out if they actually do it, because again, not all of them do, and you want to know that from the jump, because if they don't do it, you can find a supplier that actually does. Finding a supplier, right? Obviously there's going to be tons of different suppliers, they're going to have different pricing, all these different things, right? There's some key things you guys want to look for in a specific supplier. You don't just want to pick the cheapest one, the one with the best price, and just focus on obviously how can I make more money. You want to focus on finding quality suppliers, because if not, again, they can cost you money. So you want to make sure that you're looking out for some of these key things. So one of the first things you can look for, of course, you can look for price. You can narrow it down to, obviously there's going to be some suppliers that are just overcharging for their products, so of course, like you guys can keep those in mind, but there's also going to be ones that are trying to undercut everybody, and they're going to be the cheapest ones. So I usually wouldn't recommend to go for those. I kind of find the ones that are in the middle, not too expensive, not the cheapest, kind of in the middle, but then have that good reputation as well. So I would keep in mind, I would for sure find the cheapest ones, and again, do an audit on them, but I wouldn't automatically go with them. I would also find the most expensive ones and kind of do an audit on them, and kind of go through these things we're about to go through, and just keep them in mind. And then after you go through those two, then kind of focus on the ones that are kind of in the middle, and pretty much just compare them all. I usually like to compare a few before I decide on one to kind of stick with, but we'll obviously get into that. So price for sure is one of them. You want to make sure you're looking for the price point. You're going to have, again, all different kinds of price points, including the shipping costs. You also want to make sure that you look at the shipping, how much it's costing you, because shipping does vary from supplier. It usually isn't that crazy of a difference, but you can sometimes get really good deals from some suppliers rather than others based on the shipping price, because again, the shipping usually is like anywhere from $3 to $5. So obviously if you can find a supplier that meets these certain criteria and they have free shipping, that's obviously huge. The second thing you guys want to look for is the number of orders, and the reason why this is important is because of course you don't want to work with a brand new supplier, because that's a risk, right? If you work with a brand new supplier, they have no experience, you don't know what can go wrong. It can hurt your business, right? So you want to make sure that you're working with a supplier that already has a certain amount of orders. And one of the ways you can do that is by simply clicking on that supplier. Obviously you find the product, click on the supplier itself, you then go through and see what other products they have and how many orders do those products have, right? So obviously you'd feel more comfortable with the supplier that has numerous different products with a good amount of orders, rather than just a supplier that has one product and doesn't have any orders, right? So of course you want to make sure you're checking the number of orders. You want to check the current inventory. Make sure you check to see what products do they have to offer. Depending if you're a general or niche store, of course you're going to want to know what kind of products they have available, because you want to just check out, see what other products they have available. Maybe they have some other products that you can add into your store, and if they do, that's just more into your favor, because then later on that means you can get better deals on those products. But if they don't, no big deal, but at least have an idea of what products they have in inventory, so if potentially if you ever wanted to test certain products, that you can come to them for it. And if they don't have it, obviously you would go to a different supplier, but you want to at least know the supplier that you're working with and the inventory that they have available. You want to make sure you check the time that they have been around, and this is super simple. You can actually check AliExpress, and when you go and click on the supplier's profile, it'll let you know how many years they've been around. So obviously, again, you wouldn't want to go with the most recent one. I would look for one that at least has over a year, if possible 2 to 3 years that they've been, around for. That way, of course, they have more experience. They have, a lot more time that they've been doing it. So obviously it's a lot more, you'd feel a lot more comfortable, or I would feel a lot more comfortable working with someone that's been doing it for a lot longer rather than someone that's brand new. So that's, of course, one of the things you guys want to look out for. And of course, you want to make sure you guys are looking for the reviews, right? You want to make sure that you're looking out to make sure that these suppliers have really good reviews, and there's a specific reason as to why you want to do that. And the reason why is because suppliers really care about reviews, right? And specifically on AliExpress. And the reason they care about reviews is because, of course, they know that when people come in, just like how we went over, one of the things they check when they're deciding on which suppliers to work with is the amount of reviews that they have. I've had experiences where a supplier, I didn't really get on good terms with them just because they messed up on some of my orders. And obviously I got really upset because I ended up having to refund some customers. It happens. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up going on AliExpress on their page and I left them multiple bad reviews. And of course, they're not a huge fan of that, because what that does is that it does cost them business. It does turn off other drop shippers, just like some of you guys watching, from actually going and placing their orders with them. So of course, they came in contact with me and they actually asked me to, they actually ended up going through the process where they actually made up for, for the orders that they messed up with. And, they ended up asking me to remove my reviews because, obviously that's a huge part of their business and it's costing them money. So of course they would want me to remove it. So we ended up working things out and I ended up removing my reviews. But you definitely want to make sure you check in the reviews, because these guys are huge when it comes to reviews, and they know that getting good reviews is important, because again, you have people like us coming on there and looking at reviews. So that's obviously huge. If you guys go on Amazon and you look at the different products there, one of the biggest sections that almost everybody checks is the reviews, and they have tons of them. And also the reviews is huge, because if you can find good reviews for the products and the suppliers, then that these guys have a good history of getting the job done right. It pretty much just saves you time and effort, because other people have already used them and they have good experiences with them. So I'd make sure you look out for that. That's obviously super important. Now, you want to make sure you guys are building a relationship with the suppliers, and there's multiple reasons as to why, and I'm going to explain and get into that. One of the first is, if you can build a relationship with a supplier, specifically a good relationship, you're able to negotiate and then later on get discounts and better offers on some products, right? So that's obviously going to be huge, because again, when it comes time to do numbers for how much you're generating with your e-commerce business, you have to factor in product costs, right? So obviously, if you could reduce your product costs and get better prices on specific products, obviously that's going to be huge, because that's going to be more money in your pocket and in my pocket once I do it. So that's obviously why it's huge. Now I have built relationships with a few different suppliers. I don't have tons of them, but I do have specific suppliers that I work with that they're like, we're like boys now, what I'm saying, for the boys, because they look out and they give me good prices. So of course that's huge. Those are going to be like the broskies, right?
Without 40 Ollie, there be no me.
Imagine if I never met the broskies. Yeah, that Drake's on fire, right? I'm a huge Drake fan. I know some of you guys watching probably are too. Let me know if you guys are. Again, one of the reasons why you want to build a relationship is, of course, because of that. Again, more money in your pocket. So make sure you guys focus on, once you come in contact and you find one supplier that works for you, after you do an audit and kind of look for these key things and narrow one down, that you focus on building a relationship. And the way you can do that is by simply messaging them, right? Usually they are pretty active on AliExpress, but usually what you want to do is you want to get them off of AliExpress. So what I do is I have them on my phone on WhatsApp. I have a chat set up with them that we come in contact, and I also have some of the people from my team in contact and in a group chat with them. That way we're always in communication, right? We don't know, there's never any time where we don't know what's going on. So that's huge. And simply, super simple. You can just message them on AliExpress and let them know, like, hey, is there a better way to contact you? Do you have Skype or do you have WhatsApp? Usually they have one of the two, so you guys can communicate with them on there like that. Another reason why you guys want to build a relationship with these suppliers is because these suppliers, if you build a good relationship with them, they have a lot of connections usually, and they work in the same places that a lot of other suppliers do. And usually if you build a good relationship with them, they can get you other products that other suppliers have, even though they don't sell them. And the reason why they do that is because, of course, now they trust you. They know that you can obviously bring them sales in, and of course they're not going to say no to making money off another product. So they can actually get you other products and get you those same discounts that they're giving you on the products that obviously you're getting from them at the current point in time, as long as it makes sense. Obviously they're not going to give you as big of a discount if it's going to cost them more money, but if it makes sense, they can actually get you other products that other suppliers have. That's obviously huge because it'll save you the time from having to go again and look for a brand new supplier with a brand new product. And that's obviously huge because we're all about being super efficient with our e-commerce business, and that's obviously why I'm showing you guys kind of these shortcuts that you can use to save you guys some time. That way you can allocate that time to do more efficient things. Go out there, have some fun, go out there, watch a movie, pick up some girls, play some video games. Actually, some of you guys that know, we're huge into Call of Duty. We've been grinding it out the last couple of days. We don't play too much, but whenever we get some spare time at the end of the days or on Friday nights, we do get on there. So if you are able to obviously have an efficient process when it comes to finding suppliers, you can make the time to do the things that you want to do, because again, you don't have to worry about actually going out there and finding suppliers. But that's why you want to do things like build relationships with these suppliers, so you can do things like that. Again, it's going to make running your business a whole lot easier. I already spoke a little bit about bulk CSV, but this is huge because again, if you have to manually process orders and you only do it, let's say, again, you hire a virtual assistant, which I'll make a video on going over how you can automate your business, because now we pretty much have ours on me and my business partner Samir have our e-commerce businesses on autopilot. Like, we just check in and pretty much check in the numbers, and that's pretty much it. But obviously now we have a team behind us. But if we hired a virtual assistant to fulfill orders specifically, and we didn't do any bulk orders, that would actually cost you a lot more money than you would need to actually be spending on paying assistants and to help you out, because you can just have them processing the bulk orders, which will take way less time than them having to actually manually process those orders. So this is another way, of course, being more efficient and obviously saving you guys a little bit of money, because trust me, it can, virtual assistants, if you have more than one doing different things, they can end up costing you a bit. And obviously, if you can find a way to reduce your expenses, again, it's going to lead to more money in your pocket. So that is it, guys. I hope you guys got value from this video. If you did, press that like button for the boy. Leave me a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions in regards to finding any suppliers, finding hot products, anything related to that area, make sure you drop the comment below. I'll be responding to all your questions. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you join the V Fam. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.